SummerSlam 2023 ended up being very controversial. Jimmy Uso turned on his brother, and the wrestling world is fuming. And yeah, boy called it in the prediction video. Not to brag or anything, but I'm a bit of a wrestling genius. Just my wrestling knowledge. I did change my legal name to Mace Deltzer though, and I gave the match 4.5 smiley face emojis. You're not gonna like what I'm about to say, but I honestly don't feel like it was that bad. Everyone keeps saying that it just doesn't make any sense, but there is a reason why Jimmy Uso turned on Jey. Maybe happened a bit too early, but it didn't really came out of nowhere. Fans keep saying that it doesn't make sense because Jey is his brother. They're going backwards. Well, in that case, I don't know what you've been watching for the past 3 years. None of this makes sense when you apply it to real life. The reaction from the fans is exactly why WWE did this. You're not supposed to like it. Now, I'm not necessarily saying that it's something I really enjoyed, but the overreaction on Twitter is absolutely crazy. People are now tweeting that, you know what, the whole storyline sucked. None of it was good. They all tricked us. And at that point, I'm like, wow, that was effective. Great job. I'll talk about this later, but WWE SummerSlam 2023 absolutely delivered. That's the biggest Triple H change I've actually felt ever since he took over. Pay-per-views are must watch. We got plenty of memorable moments and matches, and this, let's just say, not good. And we speculated who could return at SummerSlam. Maybe Randy. Possibly The Rock. What about Bray Wyatt? No. Better. Almost. Nice. Let's talk about SummerSlam 2023. The first match of the night was Logan Paul versus Ricochet, and this completely exceeded our expectations. We got many cool spots. Even though I know how good Logan Paul is, it was still kinda nervous to watch this match because, you don't know if he can keep up with Ricochet. But he absolutely could. You could tell that some spots looked kinda weird, but I wouldn't expect more from a new WWE wrestler, right? What I also liked about this match is that it wasn't just a spot after spot. Logan Paul actually had a great wrestling match. He played with the crowd, he mocked Hogan, that got a lot of heat. That Spanish fly spot was absolutely nuts, and every time I see someone jumping like this out of the ring, I'm like, don't break your leg, don't break your leg. As far as I know, we didn't get injuries during this match, which is really awesome and surprising because, they went all in this one. Ricochet missed with a 450 splash, and one of Logan Paul's buddies gave him brass knuckles. So he hits Ricochet in the face, pins him, and yes, Samantha had to say, the winner of this match, Logan Paul. Not sure how I feel about the finish though. Say what you will about Logan Paul, the man is fearless. He's very athletic, and sometimes you can tell that, it feels like training. He lands very safely, like a rookie, but then he does this other stuff and you're like, well, is he really a rookie? I don't even know at this point. I do feel like the brass knuckle spot was unnecessary. Logan Paul can beat Ricochet. He almost beat Roman Reigns a few months ago. I believe he can beat Ricochet. On the other hand, it's good news for Ricochet. It seems like WWE care. They didn't want to see Ricochet lose clean. You know what? I hope this rivalry is not over. I hope we're going to get a 3-part series. Logan Paul managed to keep up with Ricochet. It's nuts. I don't know about you guys, but I want more of that. It was time for Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar Part 3. By far, the best match out of the 3. No doubt about it. It was very physical, it was almost like a Royal Rumble. Brock Lesnar kept throwing Cody out of the ring. It was like he was testing him. I think I know why Brock attacked Cody, more on that later. But you're watching this match and you get it, Brock Lesnar likes Cody. Brock is having a lot of fun in this one. You can always tell when Brock Lesnar cares. Also, excuse me, but shouldn't he get disqualified right here? He just used a weapon. And of course, WWE did the right thing. Cody Rhodes won the match against Brock Lesnar. After the match, we got Brock Lesnar showing respect to Cody. This was a very wholesome moment. Man, I love stuff like this. And I bet Brock Lesnar was never happier to wear underwear. Best decision of his life. This is great news. Cody Rhodes defeated Brock Lesnar to move up. Now he's ready for Roman Reigns. Not to brag or anything, but again, with that wrestling knowledge, I called it too. We all complained that there was no reason why Brock attacked Cody, but I speculated, I said maybe Brock Lesnar is preparing Cody. maybe Brock Lesnar is preparing Cody for Roman Reigns. Maybe I'm looking into it a bit too much, but that's exactly how I felt during this moment. Apparently this was not planned, so I don't know. But that's the vibe I got from this story. Brock Lesnar is teaching Cody. You know, you wanna be a champion? Run through me. Bitch. Man, wholesome Brock is my favorite Brock. You can tell Brock Lesnar has so much respect for Cody. He probably loved working with the dude, and you can tell how much this moment meant to Cody. I kinda get it. He's wrestling Brock frickin' Lesnar at SummerSlam. It's huge. No matter whether you like the story or not. It's absolutely huge. It's time for that Slim Jim, ladies and gentlemen. The only people that got an entrance was The Miz, AJ, and LA Knight. And it's not like we saw jobbers in this match. We saw a lot of established superstars. Best surprise ever, we got Omos. Well, anyway, he actually played his part. I think he did okay in this match. It was probably one of the best battle royals I've ever seen because this one we actually cared about. You know, we wanted LA Knight to win. Last 3 men remaining were AJ, Sheamus, and LA Knight. AJ got eliminated, and then of course WWE played with us. You know, we got these near falls. LA Knight almost got eliminated, but in the end LA Knight eliminates Sheamus and people are happy. This is awesome. Finally, LA Knight got that W. It's a shitty ass battle royal, although I would say this was probably one of the best battle royals we ever got, but that moment when he won, it felt like Royal Rumble. He was happy, the audience were happy. Sometimes you just gotta give the fans what they want. Maybe WWE could drag it, which is something that Triple H really loves to do. LA Knight loses again, fans want more. Sometimes throw us a bone. I say give him the United States Championship right now. Unfortunately, I don't have a positive thing to say about Shayna Baszler versus Ronda Rousey. This was an MMA rules fight, but it was, I don't know, man, it almost felt like me and my buddy playing wrestling. I was kinda excited about this match, but this ended up being one of the worst decisions. But the punches looked really fake. You can barely tell that this was an MMA fight. There was literally a guy in the audience sleeping. Fair to say I was not a big fan of the match. Just by looking at the faces in the audience, everyone was so bored. I've seen videos of people leaving, going to the bathroom, so yeah, this sucked. But Shayna Baszler won, Ronda passed out, so at least that was a good decision. I hate to say this sucked ass, you know, a very unattractive ass, like with a lot of pimples, green spots for whatever reason. What happened to your ass, man? Why is it green? You know, dare I say an ass with shit stains? I would say that as well, probably. The match was bad. It's a fake shoot fight. The punches looked like a toddler punching air. It's a big deal Shayna Baszler defeated Ronda Rousey, but this ain't it. This ain't it. These two women can actually go in the ring, so this was really unnecessary. Not much to say about Drew McIntyre versus Gunther. A great wrestling match. 2 men battling it out. Vince McMahon being like, Triple H, this is a very good decision. Really enjoyed this one. We got Sheamus versus Gunther vibes in this match, and I was like, okay, if Gunther ends up beating Drew McIntyre, it's clear he's not losing that championship. He is beating that record. I also really like the finish. So Drew McIntyre lands on his balls. Gunther jumps off the top rope, lariat, powerbomb, and Gunther retains the Intercontinental Championship fair and square. What can I say, man? An absolute classic, and now we know for sure that Gunther is beating Honky Tonk's record. There's no way he's losing right now. And it's kind of crazy that Drew McIntyre actually lost clean. That was really unexpected. But I also love the fact that he didn't look weak. My man landed on his Penisevich. Maybe the rope got stuck in between the 2 balls. Oh my days, the testicles are hurting! Have you guys ever been kicked into the balls? When I was younger, we were wrestling, you know, in the backyard. I did a DDT to a dude. When we landed, his knee went straight to my nutsack. It's one of the most painful moments of my life. It's very painful, so you can't say that Drew McIntyre is looking weak. He's a warrior. He walked out on his 2 legs with his testicles hurting. Wasn't better than Sheamus versus Gunther, but An absolute classic. Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor really surprised me because this was a match I didn't really care about that much, unfortunately. But watching these two men in the ring, remembering 2016 SummerSlam, I started to care, and of course, it was a really fun match. Seth Rollins came out wearing that vest, when he wrestled Finn Balor back in the day. The attention to detail is great. Also, Finn Balor with the powerbomb, the same move that got him injured. It was a really fun match. And then we got the Judgment Day. It got even more fun. I know it may look overbooked, but, I love that shit, man. I'm not complaining. Again, Finn Balor accuses Damian Priest of wanting to cash in, but you can tell Damian was just trying to help. In the end, it backfired because Seth Rollins used that briefcase to his advantage, retained the championship, and Finn Balor is not so happy with Damian Priest. So nothing necessarily changed that much. It seems like it's gonna keep on happening. I was watching the match, and I felt exactly what the audience felt. I didn't care about it that much. I didn't want to see Finn Balor as a champion, but once we got into like 50% of the match, I was like, you know what? Finn maybe should win. So when he actually lost, I felt kind of disappointed, even though I know why he didn't win. But it seems like at this point, Finn Balor might never become the world heavyweight champion again, because this felt like that time. If he's going to win, it was at SummerSlam because the story was there. Same pay-per-view, two guys, World Championship, that was probably the time to do it. The Women's Triple Threat Championship match got mixed reactions, but I honestly liked the match. Very fast, lots of action. It also seems like it's a very tough spot to be on a pay-per-view before the main event, when people are like trying to recharge and then go in the main event. But the women did get some pops here and there. And one thing I've noticed about this pay-per-view is that the finishes were really, really good. In this match as well, we got the figure 4, Asuka with the blue goo, and Bianca ends up pinning her, so Bianca wins the championship. I was slightly disappointed. I mean, we all love Bianca Belair, but I felt like, well, we've seen it so recently, why can't Asuka just hold that championship for a couple of more months? But then we hear Io Sky's music. She came out with Bayley, took out everyone, and she won the WWE Women's Championship. That got a huge pop from the crowd. What a moment. What a moment. Triple H took the risk, which is something that he rarely does. I feel like this pay-per-view needed that moment. It's SummerSlam, it's a big-ass pay-per-view. A title change is always appreciated. It's time for a main event, Jey Uso versus Roman Reigns. You gotta love how much the crowd participates in WWE matches nowadays, entrances. Roman Reigns, of course, came out like the final boss. I was a bit tired during this match because in my country it was around 7 a.m. I believe. So it took me a little bit to get into it, but the match was fun. Of course, lots of storytelling, lots of shit talking, lots of weapons. It was a fun match. I think the tribal combat was a great idea because it literally represents the whole family, the whole feud. They don't care about the rules, they just want to settle things. As fun as this match was, I didn't like the fact that we got Solo Sikoa interfering, and that's mostly because it happens way too often, and also because then we got Jimmy, so it's like Solo didn't really do anything right here. I wish Roman just needed one guy to win the match, now he needed two guys. And Jey was about to win. We got his spear. We got the Uso splash. He was about to win the match, but a man in the hoodie pulled him out of the ring. Turns out it's Jimmy Uso. F.U. Jimmy chants going on, Jey Uso being heartbroken. Jimmy hesitated, but he ended up kicking Jey in the face, put him in the ring, spear through the table, and Roman Reigns retains the WWE Undisputed Championship. Say what you will about this moment, you're talking about it. Now we gotta wait and see if WWE will nail the story. So yeah, when I logged into Twitter, I was really surprised. People are saying it doesn't make any sense for Jimmy to turn on Jey. I would say, yes, it's way too early, but my explanation, maybe I'm wrong, but that's what I said during my prediction video. I feel like Jimmy is angry at Jey, and maybe he's not even necessarily joining Roman right here. Maybe that's not even the story. I feel like the reason Jimmy attacked Jey is because he didn't focus as much on the fact that Jimmy got injured. My man was in the hospital and he went straight for the WWE Championship. He wanted to be the head of the table, the tribal chief. Maybe Jimmy is hurt by that. You know, his feelings are hurt. Maybe he's jealous. Maybe he feels like he's being left behind. Is it something that wrestling fans don't understand, or there's another reason that people don't like it? I know the story is long. This is a long-ass story. But I mean, the numbers don't lie. People care about it, so I understand why WWE keep doing it. I do have my complaints, though. I hate the fact that Roman Reigns doesn't defend the championship very often, and when he does, it's always the same thing. Interference after interference. He's tough, he can beat Jey on his own, right? People are saying, well, it was unnecessary. Well, they have to do something until we get Roman Reigns versus Cody at WrestleMania. And I don't know about you guys, yes, I was like, I don't want to see the Usos breaking up, but I get it. I want to see Jey versus Jimmy. It's an absolute dream match, and Jey is not getting enough credit right here. My man sold the crap out of it. He was hurt, like, in that moment, you can feel it. When it comes to Sammy and all, it was great, emotional, but he's not family. This is literally his twin brother. I don't feel like it was that bad. Maybe I'm missing the point. I don't know. I respect your opinion, guys. We don't need to argue. You know, we don't need to throw them fists. You know what, guys? It's my guilty pleasure. I love when something like this happens. When wrestling fans are angry and we have something to talk about. We're passionate about this shit. So whether you agree with that decision or not, whether you agree with me or not, you know what? I love it. You know, we can have this conversation right here. Thank you for watching The Great One. Peace, love, and hugs. It's been a pleasure.